what we're proposing here is to actually construct a model building made from 39-foot glue lamps. The reason we chose 39 foot was everything has to fit inside of a 40-foot shipping container.
Or more than one.
Or more than one.
Yeah.
Multiples. That and in the Pacific Northwest, it's a great thing to use.
We've got trees all around.
They're everywhere.
And
it's easy to work with. You can notch stuff out.
for
It's
glue
strong.
lamps. Yeah, glue lamps are basically just pieces of
2x6.
lumber, usually like 2x6s or 2x8s, all glued together, and then actually, probably can see a glue lamp right in the background. That's holding up to the ceiling there.
That would be a glue lamp. And there'll be 4 corners. Each corner is going to consist of 2 39-foot glue lamps. They'll be glued and attached together
In an L shape.
in an L shape.
Because that's sort of like
Creates the corner
it makes it sturdy.
and it creates stability. What we're going to want to know is how big do those glue lamps need to be? What are we attaching them to at the footer? Is it going to be a 1/2-inch piece of steel that's 16 inches long in the shape of an L like the glue lamps? What is it going to be? Obviously, these glue lamps can be replaced with other materials throughout the world.
Yeah, so if you were in
if
China,
it's
you'd probably use steel.
Steel, you could use aluminum.
So what we're talking about is a corner post supported building. So there's going to be 4 corners, and the building is going to hang off of those 4 corners. And we're going to build our first test building with glue lamps, but other people might use steel foot corners or aluminum lattice or whatever it is that you happen to have. And so it's going to require a crane to put that up.
Going to require a crane. And what else it's going to require is it's going to require input from professional individuals, engineers, and architects. Engineers, we want to know how much weight that glue lamp can support, what size the glue lamp needs to be, what type of material we need to be using to attach that glue lamp. We also want to know how much is that going to be able to support.
Yeah.
You know, with that 39 feet, can we put 1 floor, 2 floor, 3 floor?
Well, you know,
what are the floors going to be out of?
It wouldn't always have to be 39 feet. I mean, that's the maximums that will allow, and because that goes, you know, that's much basically as you can get in the container. But if you only wanted a 2-story building, you wouldn't need corner posts that tall. But if you were going to go more, or if you wanted to have, say, a parking garage area underneath that was just open where you could drive in underneath, then if you had 2 healthy floors, you could get up quite a ways. A big advantage of this kind of building is it's going to be very rectangular, and as a result, it's going to pack in as much living space, volume, as for a fairly small amount of skin. So it should be, particularly since all of the floors and all the walls, all the ceilings, and the roof all have to be sandwich panels.
Sorry, get it?
Whatever. They all have to be sandwich panels, and there'll probably be different ones because you might have
Cement for the floor.
cement panels for the floor, and it could be OSB panels in the Pacific Northwest for walls, or overseas it might be what are they? You know, well, they call them PER panels in India, where you've got steel on both sides and then you shoot polyurethane in the middle.
Yeah, there's various.
Yeah, all right. I sort of prefer the Rockwool ones because Rockwool doesn't burn.
Right, that's the important
And
part.
if you were up like 3 or 4 floors and the lower floors, the polyurethane starts burning, that could get to be a real interesting situation.
Yeah, a little napalm. Little napalm. So, yeah, there you are. Yeah. Don't want to do that.
Okay. So, but yeah, you've got lots of sandwich materials that hang off of those corner posts, right?
Mhm.
So we're proposing this is that we need two different design teams, and they could be completely different, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the one is going to be the engineering team, and they're going to figure out that if you're hanging this much weight, you need to have this size glue lamps, and if you're hanging more, then you need bigger glue lamps,
Right.
and you might have several different classes of connectors that go into the concrete and attach to the glue
Mhm.
lamps, so that if you're only doing a one-story floor, that you could get by with standard Simpson connectors.
Right.
And if you're hanging 39 feet, well, actually it could be higher than 39
Mhm.
because the top floor could be sitting on the top of those 39.
It certainly could. You could
Yeah,
go up
so,
even
so that would get you like 50 maybe
50
something,
foot.
in theory. So the engineers would have to figure out the sizes of the glue lamps and the connectors, and for however much floor space you got, that'd be one team.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other team would be figuring out what does it look like, and how do you hang the walls,
Right.
where are the doors, windows. Gotta have probably some stairs or an elevator,
Mm-hmm.
and might want a flagpole. Don't you
Yeah.
think?
Gotta have a flagpole.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I don't know if we said it, but all this has to fit into one container or
Or more.
multiple containers, but inside of a 39-foot container.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Okay.
One day. We only get one day.
Okay, so
That's
we
the
should talk
kicker.
about the construction process. I mean, the design constraints that we're looking at is that the two of us are going to build the first one of these in the world, right? And I'm really like, this is going to be one fun day, man.
It will be. We're going to be the two guys. There'll be three people. It'll be him and I
Okay.
and the crane operator. The goal here is to have these shipping containers show up as if you ordered something from a distribution center.
Okay. You
So
used to work at one, didn't you?
I did. I spent years as an ops manager. And being organized in a distribution center means your numbers look good. And if your numbers look good, you stay out of trouble.
Okay.
So when you have a shipping container show up and it looks like somebody went like this, but you don't know where nothing's at, you're going to be.
Does it all get jumbled up inside when do they show up different than they get?
That's what happens to me when I go on a boat.
Well, I hurl, I'm over the side, but that's not, I mean, I don't expect a shipping
Well, it
container to
feels like
throw
this.
up. I mean, at least it should stay inside.
Yeah, it should be good. We're hoping that it shows up and that we can pull pieces out almost like a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Organize them, palletize them, so that when the crane shows up on crane day, we have our pallets laid out.
Yeah.
You get your glue lamps up. You start putting your flooring up according to what the engineers asked.
I think
And then-
actually it'd be the second team that would deal with the order of assembly
Would it?
more. I mean, the first team just
Architectural?
basically says there's going to be 4 posts and they have to support.
So then it would be the
Seems like it'd be the second team that would say,
architects?
because they're the ones that are going to determine how you hang off of the posts.
Okay, I got you.
It seems like that would be the right, whenever you're designing modules of things, you have to have an interface between the different teams that are doing. My background, I taught in a university, so and I taught about dealing with computers. So you would create metal modules. This module figures out the time of day. This module figures out what's in the shopping cart. This module figures out something else.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to have 2 teams, one that deals with corner posts and one that deals with the infill. And the infill people are going to be the ones that
Okay.
determine the order of assembly mostly.
Got it.
Obviously, the posts go up first. You can't hang anything off them until you get them there.
All right. Well, the thought process is still the same.
Yeah.
Is that your pieces come out it's organized, it's palletized. That way, you can then start lifting up pallets, and it'll be organized so that you can throw pieces together. Basically, everything we're describing right now doesn't really apply to today's practical building. You don't really get everything organized like that, unfortunately.
No. Yeah.
So, to be able to do it in a day would be the way to go. And it's completely possible.
Okay. So I'm going to declare victory